Well, my great Kiwi today is simply a great bugger, a guy I know well. One of these sort of people that was a city slicker for a while, then he saw the light and got back down country. His name is Matt Chisholm, and he is a leader when it comes to talking about men and mental health, or men and women and mental health. G'day, Matt, how are you?
Good, thanks, Paddy. All the better for you asking, mate. Sitting here in my living room at Shadow Creek, Central Otago. It's probably about -3 degrees. It's a whiteout outside, but I'm looking forward to getting back out into it for a second time to play, mate.
Yeah, that's awesome, mate. And we like to start these interviews with something positive. It was a lot of positive news coming out from our farming community. What's something positive, mate?
Look, one thing that I do nowadays, which I love doing, is coaching the kids' sport. I coach the rugby, coach my oldest boy in rugby, coach my youngest boy in soccer. They play both. And I'm coaching the sweet team, mate, the Matakanui Roxburgh Mudfish Year 4 rugby team. 5 boys, 5 girls, played 7 games, had 7 wins. They're unbeaten. And these wee girls, mate, I said to my son last year at the start of the season, you're gonna have a tough year, bud, because you got kids from about 5 different schools, half your team are girls. Be prepared to learn a thing or two by having a few losses. Anyway, they won 9 out of 10. They're 7 from 7 this year. These wee girls are gritty, they're tough, and I just love seeing this wee team go, mate. Makes me feel really good, fills my cup. I'm enjoying seeing them loving it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
something positive.
that is hugely positive. And Matt, one thing I'm on the record as saying, actually, it should be hug a farmer time. Townies should hug a farmer at the moment because, the farming community's really stood up in terms of putting the shoulder to the wheel with the economy. So I can give you a virtual hug, mate. I think all townies should hug a farmer.
Paddy, I love what you're putting down, mate. I'm not a massive producer. I don't produce a whole lot down on the farm, but I
You
do
produce
love it.
more than me.
But
You produce more than me. You produce more than me.
well, that could be fair.
Something you're good at, Matt, is communicating your mental health journey. And like me, you've been an alcoholic, or you're still an alcoholic. You don't drink anyway. You've had breakdowns. What's got you through it, mate? What has got you through this mental health journey of yours?
Shit, that's a good question, mate. I think in the first instance was realising that I had a problem and just being okay with that and being prepared to accept that I had a problem and do something about it. I'm not very good at looking after myself. I hadn't had breakfast until 10 minutes ago, and it's 11:22. I don't drink water. I like working hard. I'm not very good at looking after myself, so I'm not very good at putting myself first. So I've had to go away and look at being better at looking after myself. And also, I probably thought, I don't know about you, mate, but I thought that I would be happy and contented when I was successful, what society deems as being successful. TV1 prime time, TV2 prime time at the same time. Shit, that's going to make me happy. Turns out it didn't. You've actually got to work at this stuff. Sleep's the best drug I've ever taken. Fully recommend that. I also say find something that is like a drug to you, that isn't a drug, and try and build it into your everyday. For me, farming and sport and my kids' sport, giving back. Farming is my medicine. I try and build it into my everyday. If I'm home, I go and turn what should take me about 20 minutes, takes me about an hour and a half, because I enjoy it, and it's seriously like a drug, and it fills my cup.
So farming is like a drug to you.
Farming is, for me, a whole lot better than drinking piss. I'll tell you why, Paddy, because 9 times out of 10 when I drank piss, I couldn't remember what I did after a certain time, and that caused me a whole lot of grief and anxiety, and I worried about what I'd done and who I'd offended. I still offend people, Paddy, apparently, but I don't sort of mind, because I don't intend to offend people now.
Yeah. No, totally. But anxiety, depression, and burnout seem to be really common these days. What do you think that is?
think it's an age and stage thing. I think for a lot of people, Paddy, it's weird, isn't it? Like we've got all this technology, but we seem to be working harder than ever. I think people, people can contact me on this phone here about 12 different ways, and they seem to be upset when you don't get back to them at 10:30 on a Saturday night or whatever it is. And plus, for me, I can only really speak on my own behalf. I want to make a difference while I'm here. That used to be in a newsroom, I suppose. So I worked really, really hard to prove that I was good enough. Nowadays, I want to do a great job in my community. So I coach the rugby, I coach the soccer, I do a lot of talks and emceeing for love. And that can at times be hard yakka. You can, get burnt out, even trying to do the right thing. I guess for a lot of other people, it's the same for them, I suppose. But for me, I just know when I've got to pull back a bit and get some sleep or go and take my medicine back here on the farm or whatever. I don't know. What do you reckon it is? Why do you reckon we get too hard?
Mate, I don't know why we've ended up the way we are, but I tell you one way out of it, I reckon, and it's something you've got, that's honesty. Yes. Do you think honesty helps?
Oh, mate, absolutely, 100%. 28 years ago, Paddy, I was a problem drinker, right? And that led to sexually transmitted diseases. It led to doing some terrible shit. And I was in a bad place mentally, mate. But I didn't tell my brother. I didn't tell my mother. I didn't tell my best friends. People they looked at me and thought, here's a guy that is playing pretty good footy, going all right with the ladies. This fella's living the dream. Mate, there were times where I didn't even want to get out of bed. I didn't want to be alive. I thought I didn't deserve oxygen. So that's not good for you. So being honest and trying to get yourself better, trying to get yourself well, not picking up what doesn't serve you, like alcohol, being honest with myself and others has been fantastic. Mate, I went to the swimming pool here the other day in Alexandra with my kids. Good for me, good for them. And in 90 minutes, three blokes come up to me and said, mate, read your book. Just want to know, I love what you're doing. I was putting diesel into my ute the other day and I just burst into tears, and it wasn't because of the price of diesel. So my honesty in some way is helping people. And if you think that you haven't been that good a citizen, years and years ago, that makes me feel good. People start becoming honest with themselves. They start sharing.
Just before we get to our final question, do you worry what your kids will think when they grow up? You've talked about coaching them on the rugby field and everything. Now all the stuff about you is out there. Do you worry about that now, mate?
That is an outstanding question. That is a brilliant question, Paddy. My oldest son was reading one of my books. I'm stupid enough to have written 2 books using, one-syllable words, 75,000 words written in one-syllable words. I wrote a couple of books. And anyway, I was putting my kid to bed the other night. I went in to check on him, and he was reading one of my books. I thought, holy shit, there's stuff in here about booze and drugs and prostitutes. And you know what, mate, I'll never sign. People sometimes say, oh, you should be a politician. I'm never going to be a politician because I would get torn a second arsehole. So no, do I worry about my kid? No, I don't, mate. I think honesty is the best answer. I see a lot of myself in my kids, and they're anxious. They're high achievers. They're high performers, and they don't like not doing well. And I think I'm honest with them. I said to my oldest boy the other day, I said, mate, I believe I'm more successful now doing, not even sure what I do now to pay the bills, but spending a lot of time with you and your life. I think I'm more successful now than being on primetime television on a couple of different channels at the same time. He couldn't believe that, but I'm trying to explain those things to him, They will understand what their old man's like one day, and hopefully they'll respect me for who I am and what I've done.
Mate, I'm sure they will, and I'll let you get back out to the farm now, but I'm sure they will respect you. But just before you go, one quick bit of advice for other Kiwis from Matt Chisholm.
I've given you the advice on finding your drug, finding the thing that you love, and if it's legal, try and build it into your everyday. Sleep, best drug I've ever taken. Exercise, doing something is always better than doing nothing. Find your drug, connect, and face-to-face connection, better than anything online. And give back. Nothing better than someone thanked me for doing everything I do the other day. I said, mate, I don't do it for the community. I actually do it for me because it makes me feel real good. Nothing better than feeling like you're making a solid contribution.
Well, that's fantastic advice, mate. That's fantastic advice. And Matt, could you show us out the window, perhaps the frost out there, mate?
Yeah, can you see that out there?
Right, I can.
See that white?
Yeah. Well, you better get back out into it.
Yeah, like I'm a feeder, Paddy, and I just want to make sure my big fat South Down ewes are getting enough tucker. So I'll go and give them a second bale, make sure the weaker ones are getting as much as the stronger ones. Something in that, isn't it?
Sounds good. Get out to those ewes. Good on you,
Good
mate.
to talk to you, brother. Have a good week.
Matt. Top man.
Go well. Thank you, mate. See you. Bye.